Hello all, this is Dave. Welcome back to Talking Wolves. We're back with another transfer news video for you all. It's getting a little bit tasty now. Some more rumours coming up in the news, and hopefully now Wolves looking to sign another 2 or 3 players. As always though guys, make sure you check us out on the social medias, whether you're on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. It's Talking Wolves on Twitter, Talking Wolves on Facebook, and Talking Wolves Official on Instagram. Also got our fancy Premier League. I'll make sure I put the code for that down in the description down below. If you haven't joined already, there's way over 250 Wolves fans in there, so make sure you get joining in before the Premier League kicks off. Right then, so today we're going to be talking about Mr. Adama Traore. We have touched on him a number of times on the channel, but today's video is going to be a lot more in-depth. We're going to go into his stats a little bit more, talking about him a bit more directly. Now, for me, as a Wolves fan, I've always been fairly positive. I've always been quite a positive Wolves fan in the fact that, you know, whenever we get new signings, I always like to give them a chance. I don't want to write them off, really, before they've even kicked a ball in a Wolves shirt. And I could say this as a Wolves fan, I'm sure plenty of Wolves fans will agree that our fan base is fairly fickle. Things can turn sour very quickly and so on. But this transfer has really, it's still got a massive 50-50 split, to be honest. We did a video yesterday and there's still plenty of people that don't really want this transfer to go through. So I'm going to give the stats. We're going to give the facts. We're going to see how, if your opinion changes after, you know, what I've said on today's video. And, you know, we're just going to weigh it all up and see how it goes, really. So then, Adama Traore, 22 years of age, and it looks like Wolves are going to be activating his release clause of about £18 million. Of course, it will be a Wolves transfer record, more than what we paid for Ruben Neves last year, and it looks like it may be the record for the time being. We may break it again before the end of the transfer window. Who knows? With Wolves again linked with 2 or 3 more players. It was broken by, I think it was Jay Percy, Telegraph, on Twitter. Obviously for the Telegraph, got a pretty good record with Wolves news, to be honest, over the last couple of years or so, and it's been broken by him that Wolves are going to be activating that, and it should be done by early next week. I did say on the video yesterday I wouldn't be surprised to see this one go through, but quite late, which it looks like it may well happen. He's not going to be playing for Middlesbrough this weekend, I understand. They've said, obviously, due to, you know, he had that small shoulder injury, which put a little bit of doubt in this move, to be honest, but it looks like it's still going to be going through. Tim Nash agreed with it as well. Tony Pulis had some thoughts on it. I do believe Middlesbrough have offered a contract to Adama Traore as well. Now, this contract is obviously, I'd assume, either going to remove this release clause or increase it considerably. So that is on the table. Tony Pulis really wants Adama Traore to stay at Middlesbrough, whereas obviously Nuno's made Adama more or less his top target over the last few weeks or so, to be honest, by the sounds of it. And, you know, Tony Pulis has said to Adama Traore, if he stays with Middlesbrough for 1 more year, he believes he could get a top 6 move next year. Now, for me, that doesn't really make any sense, because for Adama Traore, surely if he comes to the Premier League, has a good year, he's much more likely to get a top 6 move. If he stays at Middlesbrough and Middlesbrough don't perform, or he doesn't perform, he's going to struggle to get that sort of move. So I do believe this one's going to go through. If I had to rate it sort of out of 10, I believe 8 or 9 of the likeliness that this is going to happen. But going into more in-depth stats on him, last season played 34 league games, including the playoffs. Grabbed 5 goals, 10 assists. Now, in those 10 assists and those games, he created 40 key chances overall. So 30 key passes and 10 assists out of those 40 chances, which, to be fair, isn't too bad a return. Maybe 1.25 key chances a game, which is pretty good. And I think if you've got good players around you, you're definitely going to score a goal or 2 per game with those sort of stats. Now, I didn't watch masses of him, to be honest, that last year. I saw a little bit of him in the Premier League as well. Obviously, we've all seen little bits of highlights on him, but as Wolves fans that have only seen him sort of 1 or 2 games, maybe when we played Middlesbrough, I don't think we can talk too much or rate this guy massively just off basing it off 1 or 2 games. There was plenty of Wolves fans saying, yeah, he's got the pace, because this guy is lightning quick, by the way, if you didn't know. He has got the pace, but he's got no end product. I probably disagree with that, but we'll go into that shortly. So I also have a top dribblers in Europe graph. Now, this was from sort of around January time this year. And as you can see on the graph, that Adama Traore is way up at the top there. So obviously the graph is successful dribbles per 90 minutes by dribble success rate. So obviously the further top right you are, the better really. And you see Adama Traore, the amount of dribbles, you know, successful dribbles are, you know, way higher than any other player in Europe. So for me, straight away, that on the ball, he's very, very good. Now, another sort of point we could take from this is that maybe Wolves don't really tend to play in the way that, you know, a player picks up the ball and goes on mazy runs. We don't see that too often. We're quite a possession, short passing based sort of team. But he's, you know, on the ball, he's very, very good. Now, as I say, we haven't really seen massive amounts of him. We know he's a quick guy. We know he's still very young. He's very sort of raw. He's still got plenty of talent that can be shown out. I've seen little bits of packages on him on YouTube. You can check those out. You can see him against the top 6 teams in the Premier League when Middlesbrough in the Premier League a couple of years ago, and just watch how good he is at running past players on the ball. And for me, what I think is, yeah, he was good then, and maybe he didn't quite have the end product then, but that was 2 years ago when he was still a teenager. Now he's going to be, well, 19, 20 at least. Now he's going to be matured as a player, learnt more in football. He could be a real diamond. So I spoke to a Middlesbrough fan as well to get their thoughts on it, because I think plenty of Middlesbrough fans are upset about this move. Obviously, they really want Adama Traore to stay at the club. I spoke to my friend Ryan. Big shout out to him. And basically, I asked him, and this is what he had to say. So I said, obviously, what are your thoughts on Adama? It looks like he's joining Wolves, and he said he is unbelievable. He's the best player I've seen at Borough since Juninho, hands down. He had the most dribbles in Europe last season, so he's exciting to watch. You never know which way he's going. Turn defenders inside out. They're always doubling up on him, and that says a lot. Also, adding end product to his game. Don't listen to anyone that says any different, because he's contributed to 15 goals since the turn of the year. Tony Pulis has improved him massively. He's also got age on his side. Honestly, never seen someone so quick. So even if he has a bad touch, which is rare, he just catches it with the speed. It seems like Middlesbrough fans are going to be gutted about this move. And for Wolves, it's a lot of money. I understand that £18 million is going to be the transfer record deal. But people have got to realise now, you know, gone are the days of sort of Morgan and Moxie where we're scraping like £1.8 million. You know, this is 10 times that now. In this market, you're going to have to pay money to compete, really. I understand that there's probably players that you guys believe there, but I said it before, like, try and find players of similar quality to that age, that you're going to bring in for that sort of money. You know, we've played against him. We know what he's like. Very, very decent player indeed, and I do believe this one is going to be agreed start of next week. Make sure you check out our socials, get all the updates on that if there is any more news. But yeah, Adama Traore looks like he's going to be coming towards. Do let me know your thoughts still in the comment section down below. There's a lot to be said about this young lad. But as I say, there is a lot of talent there. I think I'd probably rather him play as an attacker rather than a wing-back. I do believe maybe a wing-back, a central midfielder and a centre-back is still key for Wolves. So alongside Adama, we could actually sign another 3 players. It could be a very busy next few days for Wolves with the window shutting next Thursday. Make sure, as always, you hit the like button down below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, guys. And I'm sure we'll see you all very, very soon. Thanks for watching.